Right, good morning juniors. I'm going to remove my mask so you can hear me nice and clearly, and I would like to start assembly this morning. Well done on another successful week of school. Your calm and mature behaviour has not gone unnoticed, and I'm very proud of the way in which you're getting on with life during these rather unusual times. Keep it up and remember to try and look at the positives, but also remember that if you're finding things tough, then all of us staff are here to support you in any way we can. The NPS child safeguarding team are ready to help you should you feel like you need to talk to someone, and here's a reminder of who these people are. It's me, Mrs. Dunlop-Jones, Mr. Benzer, Miss Ivans, Nurse Joyce, Mr. Mitchell and Mrs. Frolic. So please approach any of us should you be having any difficulties at this time. I'm sure that you have heard the sad news of our very dear friend and coach, Tarai Chakanesta, who passed away last Thursday during the long weekend. This has come to us as a great shock for the Northside community and left us heartbroken. We were fortunate enough to have this wonderful young man as part of our Northside family for 9 years. Coach Tarai joined our sports department as a cricket coach and mentored and trained many of our cricketers throughout the years. Coach Tarai would also help out throughout the sports curriculum and after school program, wherever he was needed. He showed great commitment to his role and made Northside proud time and time again. If there was an NPS event or a function, Coach Tarai would be there. His level of dedication to the school never wavered. I know the students who trained under him loved their coach, as he always had time for each and every one of them. Yesterday, Coach Tarai was laid to rest in Harare, in his home country of Zimbabwe. Sadly, due to COVID-19, we are not able to hold a whole school memorial service to honour Coach Tarai, who we loved and respected. However, after school on Tuesday of next week, the staff will gather for a short service at the Memorial Garden outside Mr. Shava's classroom. Should any of our students wish to share any words, please email them directly to me, and these will be read at the service. We will do a moment of silence at 12 o'clock on Tuesday next week, and your classes will be given the opportunity to go with your teacher to the garden during the course of the week. I'm going to hand over now to Mrs. Laverick for her assembly. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and a great weekend.
I am a poem itself, with failure, sorrow, winnings and givings, but I'm still incomplete. Looking for more words, love, happiness, dreams and God.
Good morning, boys and girls. Thank you, Leslie Graham, for starting our assembly with a poem. What a great risk taker you are. I wonder if you can guess what is today's assembly about. Here are some hints in different languages.
J'adore la nature. Ek is mal odio nader.
Ik hou van de natuur. Ti amo la naturaleza.
Thank you, my wonderful helpers. You are great communicators. Did you understand what they said? I love nature. I would like to read the definition of the word nature to you. Nature is the physical world and living things in their natural state. All things that are not made by people. Our campus is so beautiful. We have so many trees and birds, and we can spend most of our breaks outdoors. We're very lucky. Nature makes me smile. It makes me calm, makes me happy. Every weekend I try to go up Calle Hill, and I love the walk. Last week I saw 2 very special birds, 2 black eagles flying. I was really curious and read more about them. Their proper name is Viros eagles. I would like to share with you the video I took. Enjoy the view.
Check it out.
Sometimes nature needs our help. The picture at the bottom I took at Color Hill. Lots of litter there. Disposable masks, empty water bottles, plastic bags. This is not good. We need to be principled and do what is right. Do not litter. I was inspired by one of our students who is passionate about saving the planet. Her name is Ronan, and she's in Standard 6A. Ronan was a great communicator and a risk taker, and talked to Standard 3 about her website, Climate Friendly 365, and she's going to tell you more about it. Well done, Ronan.
I created my website because I not only wanted to spread awareness, but I also wanted to provide a source that shares small changes that we can make as individuals that will benefit our planet.
I was curious to find out more about a girl who collected only a jar of trash, rubbish, in 4 years. A jar. Her name is Laureen Singer. She's from New York and is determined to lead a zero waste lifestyle.
Your mason jar has 4 years of trash. What's in it? So now I've emptied out my entire jar of trash from the past 4 years, and now we will go through everything and see what's actually in there. Everything in my mason jar is made of plastic, and it's plastic that isn't currently recyclable in the New York City recycling program. So the first big pile here is clothing tags from the inside of clothing. It's usually washing instructions and material information. And even if the clothing is made of a natural material, these are usually made of a synthetic material. The next is, these are the little desiccants that keep vitamins fresh. I eat really healthy now, and so I don't take vitamins anymore, but when I did, these were always in the containers. Next is saran wrap and a plastic sticker, not recyclable in New York City. Tons of produce stickers. So I shop at the farmer's market now because I want to avoid plastic produce stickers, but some of them are made of plastic. Why they're not all made of paper, which is compostable, I don't know. The next is a credit card. These are all plastic price tag holders that connect the price tag to a piece of clothing. Even though I shop completely secondhand, clothing that is secondhand still has these price tags on it. These are lids from vitamins or apple cider vinegar, which I buy in containers. This is all gaffer's tape from photo shoots that I've had at my house when film crews have come in. Unfortunately, I tell them not to use this, but sometimes they do. These are all plastic straws, even though every time I order a drink, I ask for it without a straw. Sometimes, because it's just the way that bartenders do things, straws will find their way into my drink, and so I take them with me to put into my trash jar. This is more saran wrap. These are both hair accessories, so this is a hair tie that broke, and this is a piece of a hair clip that also broke. This is a curtain pull. It's actually made of cotton, so technically I could compost it. Good thing we're going through this. This is a synthetic bow from a bra because I cut it off because I thought it was not the most attractive. These are Band-Aids, both made of plastic. This is a sock from trying on shoes. Even though I didn't want to wear it. The woman took it out of the box and said that I should use it, and I decided not to try on the shoes, and I asked her if she was going to reuse this, and she said no, so into the jar it went. These are just random bits of plastic. These are the bane of my existence. This is what happens in the summer. Anytime I go to a music festival, or even when I do speaking engagements at different festivals, I have to wear a wristband, and these are all made of synthetic material, and they will go right to landfill. This is all packaging from different types of food. I don't buy packaged food anymore, but when I was transitioning to a zero waste lifestyle, these sometimes happened. And then the last thing is just different pieces of ribbon from gifts that people got me. Most people in my life now either don't buy me presents or buy me things like plants that grow, but sometimes something like this will sneak in there and then it goes right into the jar. So this is all of my trash from the past 4 years, all plastic, and I love that it highlights specific trash problems that might not be a huge problem in people's eyes in the scheme of trash, but still are representing things that are going into landfill that we need to focus on. So here are some problems, let's find some solutions.
Isn't it amazing? Wow. 4 years in a jar. In our school, we have our own eco-hero. Her name is Mrs. Bogart. She's our new teacher in Standard 6A. She joined us in January, and she's passionate about saving the planet. When I met her, what inspired me and impressed me about Mrs. Bogart are the different ways she reduces, reuses, and recycles the waste products in her life. I have asked Mrs. Bogart to share them with you and ask her what sparked her passion for environment.
Well, my eco journey started with the usual things that most people start with, like using reusable shopping bags, getting a reusable water bottle, and reusing food containers. I stopped asking for straws when I would go out to a restaurant, and eventually I started bringing my own plate and cutlery if I was going to a braai. Then I don't have to use disposable ones. And as time went on, I got a few new products that helped me stop using plastic and making more garbage. So I have these reusable shopping bags that I can put my fruits and vegetables in instead of the plastic ones at the store. I have this nice solar light, which means that I don't have to use batteries and over every time I want to use a flashlight, having batteries for it that end up in the garbage. When I want to get a new product, I think, okay, is this something that I really need? And if I do, then I think maybe I can borrow it from someone. Sometimes we have things that we need, but we only need it for a short time. So then we can borrow from our friends, and I can lend my things to them, and we can share the things that we have. If someone doesn't have it for me to borrow, or maybe it's something that I would need for a longer time, I think maybe I can buy it secondhand. And I try to find a secondhand shop, or maybe someone is selling something on Facebook or getting rid of it. When people move, a lot of times they need to get rid of things. So that's a good way to get things secondhand. And if I can't do either of those things, I think maybe it's something I can make. And that's actually been a lot of fun, coming up with creative ways to reuse things and repurpose them. So this milk jug, now I use it to water my plants. I can reuse boxes to store things. And some of the really cool things that I've made are, my umbrella was broken. So I took the top off, and now it's a cover for my backpack so it doesn't get wet when I go out for a walk in the rain. My class helped me make this one, and maybe you've even seen them using it. We used shopping bags to make a skipping rope. My Standard 6A class also helped me with this. We started saving all our soft plastics, like from bread bags and food. And now it's going to be a pillow. So when it's full, which it pretty much is, I'll tape the top closed. And then I put a nice cover on it like this. And I didn't even have to sew it. I just cut holes and I sewed the buttons on. So now I have pillows for my chairs. So those are just a few of the things that I've made. And it's a lot of fun thinking of ways that you could make something and reuse it instead of throwing it away. If you can't reuse something and aren't reducing your impact, the next thing people think of is recycling. A lot of people think, sure, it's fine if I drink out of a plastic bottle because I'll recycle it. But we don't think about where it goes after. And only 9% of the plastic ever made have been recycled. And that's hardly anything at all. So that means that every time someone buys a plastic water bottle, instead of them recycling the plastic, it's new plastic. So we're getting more and more and more plastic, and it's getting to be a really big problem. So that leads me into why I'm passionate about saving the planet and being more environmentally friendly. So I've traveled a lot, and there's one thing I've noticed many of the different places I travel. I go to these beautiful countries with beautiful landscapes, and I often find that there's garbage there. And that shouldn't be the case. So with all this garbage in the world, I thought, we need to do something. And it's not up for us to wait for governments to make rules. We as people, as individuals, need to make those choices. So I try to think about my environmental footprint. One of the other things that I've done is I'm a vegetarian, so I stopped eating meat because I learned from watching a documentary that the meat industry is really terrible for the environment. So through learning and traveling, I've decided that by making some small changes in my life and hopefully encouraging other people, I can start to make a little bit of a difference. And if everyone makes a little difference, that adds up to a really, really big difference. And that reminds me of my favorite quote, which is, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So we have to take action and we have to do something because time is really running out for the world and we want to make it a better place.
Due to COVID, we cannot all meet in the hall for the assemblies. You know what I miss most? I miss listening to our marimba band. I love marimbas. I found a recording of a song by our fantastic marimba band, our school marimba band, led by Mr. Manzungu. I would like you to imagine that we are all sitting in the hall listening to them playing for us.